This episode of Sessions with Stef is brought to you by our partner, Fearless Sounds. Francesca Sacerdoti, along with her amazing team, take care of every artist's needs when it comes to marketing, playlist placement, advertising, and artist management. You can follow Fearless Sounds on Instagram and Facebook, or just give them a call at 514-409-6061. Thank you, Francesca, and thank you, Fearless Sounds. And now, we present to you our latest session with Stef. Welcome to another edition of Sessions with Stef. There's always a sound.
I like the ASMR.
We start off with a sound. Everybody knows right now that this is a damn fucking special edition of Sessions with Stef.
Oh.
You know. That's all I have to say. My G. It's the OG. Okay, wait. First, cheers. I couldn't ask her to drink, because if she had a sip now,
me, I'd be passed out on the table.
It's gonna be a 6-hour podcast laughing. Salud.
Salud.
Salud. Oh, that was so good. I don't know why. Here. Touching my lips, it felt so good. Anyway, I'm not an alcoholic.
Touching my lips, I feel so good.
It's a new song.
Like, really? I don't know.
That's a new song. Touching my lips. It felt so good.
You
see? Sessions with Stef. Guys, welcome to Sessions with Stef. I love doing this podcast. It's been a while that I've been doing it, and it's so much fun. I get to talk with so many amazing guests. Week in, week out. Some are friends. You're laughing at me.
Who doesn't?
This is a special edition because this is not just like a person I work with, well, it is a person I work with, but it's Roro. I think she did drink.
This is the fatigue talking now.
We're gonna be off the wall for this one.
This is the sister from another mister.
The sister from another mister. Bones.
Bones?
Yeah,
is that
bones.
Like
bones?
This is a new expression? It's like a hip thing?
I think so. No, I'm not hip. I'm the last thing from being hip.
Gosh.
Bones. You go bones.
Bones.
Bones. Yeah. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Guys, you all know her. I'm going to be introducing her. I'm going to be introducing her.
Oh my God.
It's a Sessions with Stef that I get to speak to musicians, singers. The last guest I had was a trumpet player. I've had violin players. I've got one coming that I can't wait. I think Emmanuel is going to do the podcast. And I'm fucking excited about this one. Like, really excited. To be honest, I haven't had the heart to reach out to this guest. She said she would do it. And I know I just need the courage to.
He shot himself.
I kind of shot myself. Because she's the most amazing drummer that I've ever worked with, and I had such a blast playing with her. But anyway, she's coming as a guest on Sessions with Stef, and got tons more coming in the new year. It's going to be amazing. But before we go into that, I'd like to say thanks. Lisa's in the back there running.
Hello.
All that voice. She does all the research. She's going to give the phone number of the sponsors. All of that shit, man. She does all that work behind. But nothing can happen without our sponsors. So guys, everybody needs a real estate agent. You always need to know what's on the market, what the prices are, the comparatives, what's good to look for when you're purchasing a home or when you're selling a home. You need to be paired with the right buyer or seller. It's very important. Lisa knows this. She works in real estate all the time. Mm-hmm. And it's very important to have someone like Van Cropsel from Remax. You've got to call him to sell your house. The guy is fucking awesome. He's such a nice guy. You can tell I've been drinking, by the way. But anyway, you can tell he's a super guy. Yeah, whatever. It's just, anyway. He's an awesome real estate agent. He sponsors us all the time, and he's such a good guy. He does his job super well. Lisa worked with him, did transactions with him, and he works extremely efficient, right?
Yes.
Yes. You can find him at
438-402-9471. He is a Kip Cropsel, VANC at remax-quebec.com, vancropsel.com.
Fantastic, guys. Real estate, residential, commercial, all of that stuff. He's amazing. Give him a call. Our next sponsor is someone that I actually called. Nettoyage Diamant. Anthony, you're the best, guys. He cleans residential. You buy that new house from Van Cropsel. He's gonna come with his team, clean your house, get it all spick and span, ready to go. He works with an amazing team. He's super well budgeted. Like his prices are fantastic. He's extremely efficient. Comes in.
What areas does he service?
He does wherever you call him. He's going to give you a
Fantastic.
price.
Oh,
Basically, if you want a once a week, he'll give you a price for once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, or just a one-time thing. I call him for a one-time thing in the spring. Come here, buddy. I'm tired. Come and do a whole shebang. And he comes in. He gives you the time he's going to. And you know what? One time he came, he did it, and he said, he could have finished that day. And he said, you know what? I feel like the next 2 hours, I'm not going to put in as much effort because I'm a bit tired. So tomorrow, I'm going to come and do the rest tomorrow to make sure the service is 100%. He's really that damn good. So Nettoyage Diamant, check him out online at nettoyagediamant.com, or you can call him at 514-686-1581. Did I just blow your fucking mind by remembering that number?
You did.
I did, eh? Okay. And also, you can check him out on Instagram at Nettoyage Diamant, something like that.
.com.
All of that stuff. So check him out. Fantastic. And now we get to the session part of the session with Stef. The fun part. I get to sit down and chat with my G.
Bones.
December Rose in the house. So do I call you Ro or do I
At this
call
point,
you
row your boats, yeah.
row your boats? It's Rosemary La Posta, Rosa Maria La
Rosa Maria La
Posta,
Posta.
December Rose, the artist
Rosie.
name. Rosie. she's
Ro when
my
he's
Ro.
stressed.
And you see, we've got an added element. So Rosie was my first ever guest on Sessions with Stef. So let's start with
Aw.
that. I also had her on the reboot of Sessions with Stef as my first guest. But now I wanted to have her on because I just, you know what? Sometimes it's just good to sit and chat about the music business and have a good time and drink and talk about where you are now. Because when you started and we did the first podcast a couple of years ago, and you've grown immensely, you've got a merch store. For fuck's sakes, you have
Thank
a
you.
merch store. Like, you know what? People can buy your merch. You're a content creator as well.
Yeah.
You released an album. And it's what's amazing is that her albums are always inspired by something. It's something in her life that inspires her. She comes up with the album and it's themed on what that inspiration is. And this album is a Disney.
It's Disney inspired.
It's Disney inspired. So that's amazing. So we're going to get that. So first off, how are you, Rosie? How's it
I'm good.
going?
I'm
How was
good.
the drive?
You know, normal stuff coming from the west side.
Yeah, the west side.
Like
The west side.
the normal traffic
You only have to
stuff.
show your passport twice. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Cross
kidding.
2 bridges.
Two
No, I'm kidding.
bridges.
No, I'm good. You?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
I can see that you're smiling ear to ear.
I'm always smiling. I'm always smiling. It's you gotta have fun with this. We're gonna show your merch soon. That's the
Okay.
best thing. But and also we're gonna show a video of yours because you've released stuff. I feel this is a conversation we've been having. There's an album launch party, maybe. I think it's gonna be in the works. I think it's deserved. I think it needs to happen. I think we go and have a good fucking time. That's what I'm talking about. So when did the latest album, the Disney inspired album, come out?
September 29.
And are you happy with the fruits of your labor?
Getting there, yeah. It had like it's had a really positive response so far. Now it's just, to blow it up further on social media and keep making content, connecting it with music, and hope that it reaches the right ears.
She is the modern day artist. She takes the music, she creates, like, her fucking studio work is phenomenal.
Oh, thank you.
Amazing. Her vocals, of course, you're gonna hear it in the videos that we're gonna show after the 72,000
I
tracks.
was gonna say, there's not like 100 vocal layers, ain't from me.
But it's amazing, Ro.
Thank you.
We always tell you your songwriting skills are phenomenal.
Thank you.
The songs are so much fun to play. We played Etal Fest, which was a lot of fun. We're gonna probably do it again.
I would hope so.
We're gonna do
Where's
it.
Francesca? We should have asked
Yes,
her.
well, no, we don't have to ask. It's done. It's already done. Lisa, you're on it. Call Francesca. You're going to the spa with Francesca. Call her. We're
I'll
playing.
get her when
Put in a
she's
good
calm.
word.
By the way, the
yeah.
next 5 years running.
Get her when she's drunk. So the budget goes up a couple of times.
That's easy. That's easy.
That's easy.
It's in the bank. It's in the bank.
No, but amazing. So, I mean, we're going to talk about how you started singing, just to give everyone like a kind of a recap. You could go watch the old podcasts on Sessions with Stef, where we spoke more about your upbringing in the music business, and then how we started. But let's give a general description. You started at what age singing?
I think I started taking some lessons when I was around 6, but I didn't have a stable teacher till I was probably 10. And yeah, so at 6 it was like hopping around teacher to teacher, like, you know, pauses, teachers would quit, whatever it was, just kind of exploring. And I expressed a strong interest in that as an extracurricular activity. So finally my parents at 10 found me like a, you know, pretty good teacher, but she set me up in the classical realm of things, which at the time, like, I don't think any of us really know better. It's not that there's anything wrong with classical music. It's just that, like, yeah, it's a tough sell for kids.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
so I grew up, yeah, like doing some opera stuff and like arias and that kind of thing, which was very beneficial for a long time. I just only kind of discovered my pop vocal abilities when I was maybe like 17.
Oh, wow.
It was late because I couldn't transition. I had learned so much classical technique. I felt stuck in the classical world. So I was very frustrated. And then when I started songwriting, which I was around, I would say 18, I started songwriting, and I couldn't sing back the songs that I would hear in my head.
Wow.
It was scary because I knew what I wanted to sound like. I knew like where the vocal should soar, what the melody should be, but I couldn't deliver it. So that led me to basically rebelling in school. And I was like rebelling in the sense I was like, you know what, to hell with that. Like, I'm gonna put myself together a band and we're gonna play some like freaking rock music and pop music.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna figure it out. And so in doing that, I started to push myself to transform all the classical technique and to readapt it to contemporary music, which took a long time to like get the same pop power.
Yeah.
But I pulled it off.
Yeah.
But there's always, you know, learning to do. Like, you get good at one thing, now you have something else that's going to take you 6 months, a year to learn. Okay, we just keep moving. But so I guess I found my pop voice by around like my real pop voice probably around 19.
Isn't it funny how the old school, you go see a teacher, and whatever that teacher teaches is what you're going to learn, and that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And that's old school. That's,
Very much.
Nowadays, luckily, you know, because as a teacher, you gotta get in there and say, I like pop, but this student is expressing something other than pop.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like, I'm showing my son drums, and he loves drums, and
Yeah.
that's cool. And I play a certain style, and I love Latin music, and I love a lot of,
Yeah.
and he's taking lessons as well. But he likes rock. He likes heavy rock. So I got him a double bass drum pedal. For me, I would never use a double bass drum pedal.
Exactly.
But it's like, I want him to enjoy.
Right.
So-
Which, that, like you said though, it's kind of, I think it's an old school approach for teaching, is that like there was only, you know, one or two right ways. It was like classical was the way, then it was like classical and jazz,
Yeah.
that and then it was like only that. And now obviously, because a lot of those programs have lost student enrollment, now they've opened it up to like allowing pop.
Yeah.
But it's often like the classical or jazz teachers that are teaching pop.
I know.
And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that, because I think that like learning classical definitely gave me like a really strong foundation that I needed, and helped me understand like just how to manipulate the voice in certain ways. But there's a whole there is tons more information, like scientific information about the mechanics of the voice that is not taught in school. And like that I've only learned over the last couple of years. That it like opened a whole other side of my brain that I was like, oh damn, like that's what it's doing. Like, how are we gonna go and manipulate this specific part of the neck to like get this effect? It's like, it's so intricate, but for me, I'm like kind of a geek about these things that I really love it. But I'm practical about it. So when I see that it works and I can manipulate it, I'm like, oh, of course, it's like my extra paintbrush. I can make something else, you know, another ingredient for my soup. Like,
Amazing.
I can just add to it. So it's very, very fascinating. And so I've, you know, fused I've manipulated classical now into readapting it for pop, but now I've also like fused together a lot of these other techniques from other schools of thought that are really beneficial. And so overall, now I would say that I've trained in a way that was my dream, to like not train in a genre, but to train how to use my voice as an instrument. And that's the approach that I take with teaching students too. It's like I don't want to like be your teacher to teach you jazz or like R&B. Like, no, just sing.
Yeah.
Learn to sing.
Yeah.
How can you sing whatever the hell you want? That's freedom.
Yeah.
I don't care about you like being an excellent any genre singer. I mean, it's good for you if like you're a fascinating and impressive opera singer. Amazing. That's really difficult stuff. So congratulations. But I'm personally more impressed by someone that can like just sing.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is every artist, every musician gets into their own headspace once they learn how to sing.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So you've learned the classical, you found a way to fuse it, and that's amazing. But you did that on your own. It's not the teacher that's gonna,
Yeah.
you know. But I think teachers should open it up to their students to
Yeah,
say,
exactly.
hey, you know what? I dig what you're hearing. Go check out this person.
Yeah.
Go and listen to that guy.
To encourage the students' exploration, but also like expand their mind, that like not to have this elitist perspective that only what you do is amazing. And I remember going to like college, and I had some like real ads. Not gonna say names, but people that have gone to this school know exactly what I'm talking about. There are teachers at that school that to the very day that you graduated put you down and told you were gonna be nothing.
Yeah,
and anything outside of the classical or the jazz, you were garbage, you were uneducated, you were stupid, you were gonna be a what the quote bullshit musician.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard
And
that.
like I remember hearing that so many times while I was in school that I always felt like I was subpar for just my different interest.
Yeah.
That some, wanted to be these virtuoso like jazz guitarists, and like they were brilliant at jazz guitar, but I wanted to be a pop contemporary singer.
Yeah.
But just for my interest in that, I was already subpar.
Yeah.
And I realized like I'm never gonna be able to like live up to this teacher's standard, and they don't even take me seriously just because I have different interests.
Yeah. The movie Whiplash, did you watch it?
No.
Okay. It's about a jazz drummer.
Oh.
So it's literally like, it's amplified, but it amplified the truth. Like the teacher's quote unquote an asshole to try and get to that student's potential kind of thing. It is true in the jazz world and in the music world too. Like the old school thought sometimes is like, no, don't. This is what you got. This.
Exactly.
You can do it. And they, are you fucked up? Get out of there. And they're
Right.
okay to embarrass you. You can be in a big band with 30 musicians and they'll embarrass you like this.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't hear what I'm hearing? Get the fuck off the drums. You take his place.
Right.
And it happens all the time. It still happens.
Yeah.
It's that old school mentality of I don't know what it is, man. If you don't like it, you gotta learn, kid. You gotta learn. You gotta be embarrassed. You gotta suck.
Toughness. It's like a tough love.
It's like
so
a
to
tough
speak.
love kind of
Right.
thing.
And like look,
It doesn't fucking work.
It doesn't
guys.
work.
It
Like
doesn't work.
I think that look, like I think everyone's gonna learn differently, right? And sometimes you need that little like shot of embarrassment to like get your shit together. I get it, but like there's got to be a limit, because am I giving them tough love to humiliate them, or am I giving them tough love to teach them something? Like where is that coming from me as the teacher? So if I humiliate this kid or this person, then what is the likelihood that they're gonna feel comfortable to try again?
Yeah, exactly.
What is the likelihood they're ever going to trust their own decisions?
Well, that's the whole thing about teaching, right? Is it's not about, like I was saying before, you got to encourage the student, and it's your job as the teacher to say, hey, this person is not working.
Yep.
This person, Rosemary, needs a kick in the ass right now because I told her 1,000 times and she doesn't understand that if you don't do this on stage, it's going to hit you. Well, now it's time to fall flat on your ass. I'm not saying
but
that,
also, like not to put like a square in a circle. Like if the kid or the person is not meant, there's like you can hear already as a teacher, like run the proper analysis. And I swear, like mark my words, one day I'm going to have like a training for teachers, because like everything that I hated about teachers is like what I fought against not to be.
Yeah.
But it's to like run the proper analysis on the person that's coming to you for training and for help. They're not coming to you to be you.
Exactly.
And if they do, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Your job as a teacher is not to make mini yous.
Yeah.
It's to how am I going to take what this student came with, this like beautiful unbloomed flower.
Yeah.
How am I going to make them become the flower?
Yeah.
Not how can I make them my red flower? Why does it need to be a red flower? We have enough red flowers.
Exactly. 100%. They have to find their voice in it. You've got to help them find their voice.
So this is where you teach the mechanics. Teach them how to use the toolbox. Then they will discover how to bloom. and
Yeah.
present the world with like their own ideas. And like I think this is where we're gonna start to generate or nurture like new, fresh artistry. We keep talking about how like music has gotten stale, music is so cheap, well, for a reason, because everyone realized, like, caught on to what the schools were doing. I don't want to go to school anymore.
Yeah.
So none of them went to school.
Yeah.
Now everyone just wanted to start doing their own thing, but a lot of them don't know how to use their toolbox.
Yeah.
And that's why we're complaining about cheap music.
But you know what? And you know, to give to a certain degree, we got to look at the other side of the spectrum too.
Fair.
A lot of students will come. I have some students at the school. The kids are like, or using a hickory stick, you know, drumstick, and I'm like, yeah, I like hickory. You know, I'm a nerd when it comes
Sure.
to that stuff, and I'm like, dude, you can't make a count of 4 and keep the beat for more than 2 bars, and you're looking at like. I don't want to say waste their time because it's good to nerd out about it, you know, but some students are telling me about the wood and, I can only play on a Yamaha kit. Dude, you don't know how to hit the bass
Yeah.
drum yet. So
Right.
you got to do your time too. Like, you need to find the balance. And that's where
Yeah.
sometimes the tough love has to come in and say, hey, forget
Exactly.
the Yamaha, forget the recording, forget David Weckel. Let's do you. And if you're not doing this and you're
Yeah.
playing in this pocket, forget the rest for now, man.
Yeah,
Now I
exactly.
want to make it fun, and I want to make you hear how, you know, the guy you like from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, let's say, plays in the pocket. So I'm going to try and associate it with your music. But if you can't play in the pocket, forget the wood. That, you know,
Yeah.
oh, he's playing on a birch kit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like,
he's
what
playing
does
a
it
birch-
change?
What does it change?
Yeah.
You got to play 1, 2, 3, 4, man. And if
Yeah.
you can, like, fucking practice your 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So it's good that you take the time and you've developed your own. And you're probably gonna start giving fucking master classes on how to do that. Cause
I would love to do that one day. And it's not, I don't say it as like, I don't say it in a way to like feel superior or like to express like any kind of superiority in that sense. But it's just that I think that I've started to tap into a space that I'm realizing there's a lot of lack.
Oh yeah.
And it's not to put down classical teachers. It's not to put down jazz teachers.
No.
It's just to put down like a school of thought and approach into teaching that's not working. And also, just for those that people that think like you don't need to go to school. You don't need to go to school to be a musician. You don't need to go to school to be an artist. I'm not saying that, but it's better if you do.
100%.
Like anything, like you want to get better at something, you go and you learn. You go and you train.
100%.
So like, you know, there's also this you know, school of thought that there are people are like, oh, you take lessons, you're not like a real artist.
Who the hell does that?
You'd be surprised. I've had
Oh
that.
my
I've had
God.
that said to my face. Like, you had to go to school. That means that like you weren't a naturally born good singer. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you now. I was definitely not as good as I am now. When I was born,
Wow.
when I was little, before I had singing lessons, I definitely wasn't as good as I am now. But I learned.
That's
I had that unbloomed flower,
Yeah.
and I learned how to open it up to the world, how to like become better at it.
It's just the fact of someone saying that is like.
So it's just to say that like, yeah, there's like this arrogance like and polarity between the trained and the untrained, and there's nothing wrong with either side. It's just, yeah, to like understand that with education you will improve.
100%.
So just to put that out there.
It's the golden rule. It's the golden rule of there's a reason you learn, because if you want to get to that level, if you don't learn the proper fingering when you're learning your scales,
Exactly.
when you get to a complex song, you're
You
not
can't
going
do
to
it.
play it. You're not going to play
Even
it.
to solo, those annoying scales that like we all hated doing growing up,
Yeah.
those are the basis for improvisation.
100%.
If you expect to write a song, you expect to solo, know your scale.
Yeah.
If you forget your F sharp in a G major scale,
You're done.
You're done. Yeah.
You're done.
That's nasty solo.
That's a right. And
so-
now some people can naturally, they hear that F sharp.
Exactly.
So they don't need to know that it's an F sharp. They don't need to
Yeah.
know where it falls in the scale. They just hear that it has to be in this solo,
Yeah.
and wow. But that's few and far between. That's the first thing. But they will come into problems. They will. I can tell you, and not problems. They will hit a point in their career that is, they're gonna hit a wall and they're gonna say, "Oh, now I'm fucked."
Yeah, I can't go further.
Right?
Sure.
Like, and this happens not only in music; it happens in every. My buddy is he's super high up in a company, a big company. He's like a vice president of, you know, he's got 10,000 employees and all of this stuff. The guy's one of the best businessmen I know. Like I'm in awe of him. Like his ideas are fantastic. And what does he always tell me? He says, French is my Achilles heel. Now I feel comfortable. But the first 10 years of my life, I probably lost 5 years of training, and because I didn't think the French was as important as it was. And I know it's a stupid thing, it's a stupid comparison, but he hit a brick wall where he had to do French and take courses and practice to be to be fluent.
Yeah, exactly.
And feel comfortable in it. Because already your business sense and your selling ability is diminished if you're not comfortable in your language. So I can do it in Italian. I'm not going to do sessions with Stef as good. Because English is my thing. And music is the same thing. So you can be that talented person but you know what? At one point, if you don't know this or that, it's going to hinder you. Now, if you're that lucky one that hit it big and you have tons of money and you don't give a shit, cool.
Right.
Few and far between.
Well, that's another thing, which I know like you and I have chatted about this in the car, but it's just something that like I think people should recognize, even if whoever's listening like has a kid that's going to go into music, is just the artist models that we've grown up with that are no longer there. They're no longer there to chase. Being an artist doesn't mean anymore like just writing your songs in your bedroom and producing them and releasing them. Like nobody cares. Yeah. Nobody cares that they're even there. Nobody knows that they even exist. Yep. And it doesn't matter like how much money you're gonna put into like a fancy photo shoot, your fancy video, or even that like you worked with like the best producer in the world. Like nobody cares. Yeah. Like so it's just to say like for any up and comings that are listening to this or any parents that want to like put their kids into this. Like, you have to understand that you want to teach them to be artist-preneurs and not just artists. If you groom them as artists only...
I love that word, artist-preneurs.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
I can't coin it, but...
Damn, that's good.
But it's a good term. If you groom them just to be, like, artists and you think that just because they made something that is amazing, well... Unfortunately, you're not teaching them to be efficient. You're not teaching them to think outside the box, like in a practical, monetizable way. And they might be the stereotypical starving musician.
Yeah, because what happens is, and this is the thing, we hear all these stories. Justin Bieber, kid was playing, he just did a YouTube video and he was discovered. I agree, there are those stories.
Yeah.
There are. There's the Justin Bieber. He was who's the fucking guy who heard him?
Usher.
Usher heard him and made him a star. Yes.
Mm-hmm. But that was also what, like over 10 years ago?
It was over 10 years ago. But with Justin Bieber, there was, I can name you 150 people like Justin Bieber that were doing the same thing. There was probably a million other Justin Biebers.
Sure.
I can name them, right? I can go on YouTube right now. I can rattle off 100 bands right now that are phenomenal musicians that write their own music that are just as good as the ones that were discovered or made it big. It has nothing to do with talent. It's the luck of the draw. I know 20 buddies of school. 20 of them or 30 of them are amazing businessmen. Mm-hmm. Who hit it big that's making $5-6 million a year? I can name you one or two. And it's not because the others are the other ones are doing well.
So just for context though, so we look at artists like Justin Bieber, we look at, all the whatever, who made it big. But the thing is, I think we need to redefine like what does it mean when you make it big? Is it fame or is it having money in your bank? Because just for context,
what you think it.
Right. So firstly, it's like, what you define it as. But the second thing, it's also about the bottom line. Like, did you make money? And like, just for like, I don't 100%. Like just to I guess at this point I'm probably allowed to disclose some of this, but I've been a judge for the Juno Awards and I've had, privileged access to like see some of the back end stuff. What do some of these artists like pull in for streams and what does that generate in revenue, in salary? And I hate to say it, but like the artists that you're seeing that like are chart topping, they're not necessarily making what you think that they are because the label has to recoup their expenses. Yeah. Everyone else gets their cut off the top first.
Yeah.
So just because they have some fancy reputation doesn't mean that they're actually going home with that much. In fact, from what I was seeing in the back end, that a lot of those more niche bands, niche artists that like we haven't heard of from mainstream radio, they already had their own following of maybe like let's say 300,000 people. But of those 300,000, they had their diehards, the ones that are like very actively invested in like talking to them, showing up at the shows and doing all that stuff. And they had, let's say, like their cult following. They were making a killing.
Yeah, 100%.
Way less following. We've never heard them before. No global success, 100%. Making a killing.
Yeah.
But the big mainstream artists that we hear, because we keep thinking like, oh, they're so famous, they're so rich, we don't even think to support them because they have so much money, they don't need me.
Yeah.
Why am I going to spend my money on Bieber, right? I'm like, we kind of like dismiss that, but that just kind of goes to show how watered out a lot of the fan base really is. Just because they have a household name, are they really being supported?
Yeah. It's 100%.
So it's just to like it's important that if you're gonna go into it, you really define for yourself like what does it mean for me to be successful? What does it mean for me to say that I have made it?
especially in the music business, because you can have 1 million hits following you, and that's a great number. But if you didn't turn that into money, you're still
Exactly.
the same person, just with
Yeah.
1 million hits.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it doesn't translate to money automatically.
Exactly.
1 million sales, album sales.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking.
Right.
Right? 1 million people watching your shows that paid money to watch your show. Now you're talking. But 1 million hits online. Bieber got 1 million hits. I mean, there's the guy, he played at the casino last week after. His name is Robitaille. He's a Quebec artist, Quebec guy. He plays drums and piano and sings at the same time.
Okay.
Really good, cool guy. I like his videos, and he hit it big with his videos. And I'm looking at this guy. Wow, his apartment's still the same. Like, he's got his drum set up, and he's playing at the casino. He's got millions of hits online. But now, how do you take that? And if you're not a artist-preneur, you can't monetize that.
No,
it's a whole different game.
I don't want to say that it's like a useless following, but like it's just it's kind
you
of
have to
like
be smart enough to take that. And
they're just like ghosts online.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't add any value to your career or to your life.
100%.
So congratulations, you have a couple million hits. Congratulations, you have a couple million followers. But at the end of the day, and at least this is the culture that we're in right now, like those followers have to be your friends.
Yeah.
If they're not your friends, they're not your supporters. If they're not your supporters, you're not making $1.
Exactly. And that's what, and that's where we have to learn. Look at all this beautiful art. M here is he's an artist, and he's doing all of this, and he's got his own local. He's painting here. Now he's got to find a way to sell it. Because if you're not selling this stuff,
Exactly.
so you need to get, and that's the problem with music schools, is that they don't teach any of that stuff.
You know why? And I hate it's gonna sound so rude, so like harsh. Honestly, they haven't done it. They can't teach you. They haven't done it.
Because they're making money from teaching.
Right.
They've made money by teaching, and then
Exactly. And again, there's nothing wrong with that model,
No.
but they can't teach you what they don't know. And a lot of the schools ignore it like it's not that important. Try to go get a university degree right now in music. They'd never teach you anything about business. Zero. And God forbid you ask a question about it.
Yeah. It's true.
So now, artists are considering studying abroad because, well, there's other schools that like are finally introducing that. But like we have none of that here in Montreal that's like doing a hybrid.
Yeah.
Like teach people how to go shop for gigs.
You know what?
How do you put together an EPK?
You know what? My son is looking at different colleges, and Vanier College has the music program, but it's a social science music program. So it's a hybrid.
It's a double deck. They had that at the time. It's just 3 years.
Oh, really?
But they don't teach you like it's not.
No, they don't go into the hardcore.
Right. So if you learn a little something about business, well, it's just a little something about business outside of music.
Oh, okay. So it's useless.
Basically, not to be mean there or anything.
No.
Like oh, okay, I'm sure that all these skills are applicable to something else, but like there's nothing concrete. I've done it. I can show you. This is what you need to do. Go and like take this model and improvise on it.
But that's why the artist-preneur is very important, because especially singing and releasing songs. There's no defined model that works.
No, exactly.
So if you're a lawyer, you know that you go to school, you get this.
Exactly.
You do a couple of, it's going to work.
This is how you write a CV. This is where you apply for jobs.
100%.
You find something cool. 100%. If you don't make the money you don't like, if you don't like what you're making, okay, you can go and open your own firm.
Exactly.
Perfect. So it's like the trajectory, like you know where you could go.
Yeah. You want to become an electrical engineer, you know you're going to do this. If you're an electrician, you got to do your hours, and then.
And it's also not to diminish. Like I don't want to diminish like the work effort into that.
No.
But it's just that like it's more a bit more formulaic. Let's say.
It's clear.
Exactly.
It's clear.
Art is full on freaking freestyle.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the time you finish learning it, it's a new model.
Exactly.
It's a new model. It's like, what is this? I never had social media.
Yeah.
It wasn't that I have to sell myself with a fucking selfie.
The wildest thing about all of it is like, they talk about for social media success, you have to be authentic and this and that and whatever, right? And at the end, like at least this has been the hard lesson for me, and the most expensive lesson and the biggest takeaway is that because everything is evolving so fast, because by the time you master something, it's already changed. Mm-hmm. You literally cannot take yourself seriously, and the key to everything is everything that we've tried to outgrow. Having fun.
Yeah.
That childhood, that like little child in you that like wanted so much to be the cool adult making their own cash to like move out of your parents' house. Mm-hmm. Well, surprise, you're a freaking boring adult now.
Yeah.
And you've lost access to your childhood with like full of dreams and possibility and opportunity.
True. 100%.
And like you spend your entire adult life trying to get back to your childhood.
Wow, this conversation. You know what? I could do this session for the next 3 hours, but I want to push your stuff because we have the fucking best artist-preneur here.
Oh, stop.
That releases amazing music. I want to look at one of her videos. And as you see, this artist-preneur makes content as well. And she has a lot of followers on. So she found another revenue stream, which you guys all got to check out. She's got her own merch.
Yeah.
And she's got a merch. She's fucking merchandising. My little sis she's merchandising. Look at this, guys. Hey, hottie.
Apron.
It's an apron. Oh, yes, I should open it up. It's an apron. Look at that. And you're supposed to wear it with nothing under.
I was just about to say.
That's the whole. That's you. Hello. Hello, hottie. But she's got the cup that she is using right
My
there.
coffee cup. Yep.
And she's got, this is the, of course, forget about it. She took the Siciliano over here and she made a sweatshirt from it. Guys, it's fantastic. Another revenue stream that she found and she's using. And from there, she goes to make, using this money, she makes more content, more albums, more music, more shows. I want to let's showcase one of the songs off the new album. So this is, I believe you have one video on of your new album, which is Every Day.
Yep.
Let's check this out. Oh, it's 5 minutes and 50 seconds, isn't it? Oh, I remember this one. Okay, let's not look at the... So this is the first release off the EP.
It's the first, yeah, exactly.
Well,
the first
before
single.
the EP was released, you
Exactly.
released a
Yeah,
single.
it was a single.
So guys, let's check out this video. Oh yes, I remember that. It's powerful stuff, man. A bit of Dexter stuff there.
Yeah. This is like the extended. The video version is the extended version of the song. I mean, it's much shorter on Spotify.
The pain, all I can feel is pain. It's always for your gain. Please get off of me. I'm choking on my tears. Even after all these years, can't breathe. Going through what I've lived.
Did you come up with this idea?
I did. I remember talking about it with someone in a coffee shop. That I was like, I had this idea for this time lapse of skin wounds with special effects makeup. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna develop it though. Took a year later, or 2 years old later, almost before I did it. But yeah. At that point, I had learned a bit about kickboxing, so I was able to use some kickboxing skills in there. Nothing fancy.
I'm beautiful and I am kind. I have the love inside. To be a survivor is to be a fighter. And though the climb is steep, my spirit has yet to sleep. But now I'm wiser. I went through the fire every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. I'm healing bruises and scars and fears. Just give me some time to heal. I got my wounds to seal. I need my self-esteem. 'Cause after all, I'm broken but I'm strong. I know how to survive. Through all my shattered dreams, I'm still here wearing a smile. I'm beautiful and I'm kind. I have the love inside.
You're trying to act tough in the video, but I know.
Man, I'm not tough at all like that. Even if I try, you can still see I'm a weakling. No, I'm kidding. I lift heavy grocery bags. I can do that.
But now I'm wiser. I went
Heavy grocery bag. Those fucking avocados
From
are
Costco.
they're getting fucking heavier and heavier, man. Is that one of your students?
Yeah. It's my mini me.
She looks like you. It's crazy.
She's taller than me now in real life, so just in passing. I remember like we hurried to shoot this video because she was growing so fast, and I had this idea, and I was like, man, it's gonna look so weird if she's taller than me in the video. Like this, like it's now or never.
Who's the makeup artist?
Her name was Felicia.
Did she just say my name is
I'm free.
No.
Sono libera.
Muy libre.
Soy libre. Yo soy libre.
Io swobodna.
我是自由的。
Ja jestem wolna.
I am free.
Estoy libre.
Je suis libre.
I'm
Not like
free.
I am free. I'm free.
I am free. Je suis libre.
Sono libera.
I'm free.
I am free.
I know that person
I
too.
am free.
Ich bin frei.
Hey, I know that one too.
But I'm strong.
That's hilarious.
I know how to survive through all my shattered dreams. I'm still here wearing a smile every day.
Quintessential Rosemary sound. Not a key change yet.
Nope, this one didn't have it. This one didn't have it.
Great video. Great song.
Thank you.
So you came up with the whole idea.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I mean-
It's so hard to keep coming up with ideas for videos and
It's tricky. I mean, some things like lend themselves to it. I mean, I like once I thought of the like bruise idea, doing all these like skin marks, like the rest kind of just came to place. At the time, I was taking kickboxing classes, so it was like, oh yeah, bruises, kickboxing, yeah, like these things could work. And so we just, did a video. Obviously, like I had help from the video guys just for like how to structure it, but yeah, the ideas came pretty easily for that. Sometimes it's harder, like especially for content, it's a bit tricky sometimes to find a sticky idea every day. But
yeah, I don't know how you do it.
me either.
Let's look at the mug.
Me either.
Look at the mug. Isn't it cool? Look at that. It's amazing. So, the album came out. You said it's been received quite well.
Yeah.
It's doing well. Can I say that we're going to do an album launch or no?
Yeah, you could say it.
I could
You
say it. Are we doing it?
I would really like to. I'd really like to.
I'm so excited. Guys, you have to this is gonna be epic. It's gonna be something fun. We've got to support December Rose's project because she has so many songs and so much musical content out there. Was like your third full album?
Yeah. Well, this is an EP. It's a little shorter. Like
Yeah,
6
I don't know
songs.
the difference between EPs, albums, whatever.
But yeah, it's my no. Wait, 1, 2.
You have a shit
Okay,
ton
wait,
of
wait.
songs.
As an independent artist, it's my third, but I have more from when I was previously signed. So I have a lot of material on.
She's got about 50 songs. Let's just put it that
I have
way.
a lot of material out. I mean, sure, and maybe not all. Like in hindsight, not everything is as good as like what I've released more recently. But
Well, you grow and you know. I mean,
some
you
of it was
started at
young,
18,
like
right?
Yeah, I started at 18. Like I recorded my first song at 16.
What's the
which
first
is,
song?
Understand.
Wow.
It was re-released when I was signed.
It's called Ayu Capito, no?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's been a lot of changes for sure, but there's a lot of music out already, and then I'm working. I got tons of stuff in the pipeline.
Really?
Doesn't-
Really?
yeah,
You're
still.
just fucking shitting out
Because
songs.
there are periods, sometimes you like write a bunch, and then there's like seasons of drought that you don't write anything.
Yeah.
So what I have in the pipeline, there's some stuff that's been written and sitting for a while, and then there's like new stuff that I'm working on, or stuff that like I remember the label that I was signed to like didn't like the music. They were just like, oh, like this is too bubbly and
now that's finished. What
right.
people think.
And now that that's done, like, and there was this producer that I met that like listened back to some of my old stuff, and he's like, oh, these are not produced. I'm like, no. I was like, the label never thought they were any good, so I didn't even consider them. No, like we should work on this. And so sure enough, there's like a whole like series of these like bubblegum type songs that I had written that were bringing them to life, and they're freaking epic. Like they're super, like they're the kind of songs you're gonna hear them and be like, it's stuck in my head.
Great.
Like that you're gonna be mad that it's stuck in your head because it's like annoying after a while.
that.
But
No.
I was like, you know what? Forget about it. Like let's put it out. Let's do it. Put it out. And I'm still working on that. So hopefully it'll be out for next year.
So you've never
But,
done an album launch. This is going to be the first.
I've never done an album launch.
Wow.
I don't know why, to be honest with you. I think just time, place, people.
Because there's never been a person kicking your ass to say, let's do
Yeah.
a fucking album launch.
But you know, like people would say, oh, like you should want to do it yourself because you're pumped about your music. And the thing is, like, of course I'm pumped about my music, but I like doing shows is another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we perform all the time, so I'm not afraid of performing. It's just that performing your own stuff.
Yeah.
I don't I don't ask people to come to the shows. I don't beg them to come to the shows. I don't want to sell you a ticket. Like for me, it's like if you come and you want to buy a ticket, like that's good for you. But for me, it's like the cringiest thing to ask you to come. I don't know why. It's like I am not my best salesman. That's that.
I decided.
It was it was totally his idea. You decided to do an album launch.
I decided that we
and
gotta
told
do
me
this.
to show up.
No, I mean, I thought of it because I said you gotta do it. We gotta do one.
Yeah.
I see so many people. I know tons of people that do album launches, and they play their songs, and their songs are good. Your songs are amazing. They need to be heard. They need to be heard live. Videos are amazing, but when you perform your own song, it's like another part of you comes out of your body.
It's always different. I agree. I'm gonna be honest. Like I think performing my own stuff, I get like less excited about performing it live. It's just a different experience. Like people have never heard it before, so you don't know if they're gonna like it. And there's so many things you're thinking about while you perform. You're like, do they like it? What is that facial expression? Ooh, they seem a little tight. Like maybe they don't like this one. Did I lose them just now? Did I say too much during the songs? Like there's so many thoughts.
This is Rosie on stage, by the way.
Like my brain's like it's like on steroids live. Like. So many fears. So to be quite honest, like live is not always the most enjoyable experience for that reason.
Yeah.
I know it's something to like come around to, but
I think we've done quite a few gigs now live of your stuff that you're getting there. You're having
I'm having more fun.
You're having more fun.
But see, it wasn't an album launch. Like that's like there's no pressure. I was performing at a festival. All's cool. You're eating out on Chino. Who cares, man?
Yeah.
Who cares? You don't like the song and you walk away. I don't care. There's like 10 more that are coming.
Well, think
But
about this.
When it's like your show.
Well, think about this. You're going to see someone. You're going to see live music.
Yeah.
You're going to pay $20-$30 a ticket.
Sure.
And you got 2-3 hours of live music, and then you could stick around and have a few drinks and have a good time. I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
So if you look at it as a night out of live music.
Guys, he's trying to sell me on this.
Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you, he's gonna organize it. He's gonna do it, and then he's gonna ask me to show up.
Roll, please. I'm not coming.
I can't do it. I can't. No,
Roll,
okay.
please,
Yeah, I'm
please.
kidding.
Lisa, would you like to see an album launch?
Yes.
Right?
Sorry, I should hesitate. Yes.
No, guys, it's gonna be so much fun. Have a band going, fucking rocking it out. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a fun night. I think we're gonna get a bunch of session with Steffers that are gonna come watch the show. Hey, man, maybe we'll make it a jam night. How about we have everybody just jam a set?
Or that?
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
Oh fuck! I just opened up the floodgates. Everyone plays 2 songs. Every artist plays 2 songs.
Yeah.
Fucking A. And then you do your hour-and-a-half set. That whatever.
Hour and a half.
Go.
Me, Siga.
That's because I don't want to get off. That's why. I could stay on all night. Rosemary, I want to do a couple of segments here.
Rosemary.
Yeah.
Coming from Stefano, that was like,
That
excuse
was weird,
me.
eh? That was
I'm
what? Who?
Ooh, well, yeah. No, it's okay.
Ro.
Yeah, Ro.
Ro.
What are you about to say, Stef?
I have a few segments. I don't think I've done them with you on the podcast.
Okay.
So the first one, the thing is, I probably know this answer, but the first segment I do, and it's a lot of fun, but I'm going to get you thinking. You're going to get these wheels going.
Okay.
Worst gig ever.
Ever.
Ever. Doesn't mean performance-wise. Just mean like something that was so... like I've had so many funny stories here.
Ooh.
So I had a heavy metal band play, like what was it, Bangladesh National?
Bangladesh,
it was
yeah.
a Bangladesh National Day, like that celebration outside, and they hired a thrash metal band.
Oh no.
And then it rained.
No.
And then all that were left were two cats on chairs.
No.
Yeah, like tons of funny stories. Or Silvio's
Oh,
story
shoot.
was, so, you know, Sly Farino?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
that's
he's
funny.
on the way doing a gig with his band. They're going like a 2-hour drive, and 3/4 of the way there, he forgot drum set and mixer.
No.
He's driving the truck.
No.
He's like, oh
No.
fuck.
Oh wow.
So yeah, there's stories like that. Do you have a worst gig ever that you've...
Okay, yeah. Okay, so there's like my most embarrassing, which was like when I was 15. So that one's not as funny though as like this one that I'm about to mention. But I remember distinctly there was a wedding that I showed up to with that I was very sick and had no voice. You were there?
I was there. Okay. Oh yeah.
I had no voice at all. And I remember like the band leader at the time. Said,
By the way,
you gotta come anyway. Show up here anyway. There's no one to replace you today. Okay. So I get there, unable to even speak.
Yep.
And he's like, how bad is it? And air's coming out.
Yep.
And then I could maybe get a couple of like just low notes. Like I sounded like a stripper. That smoked like chain cigarettes or something. And anyhow, so we do this gig where I'm basically lip singing and just dancing.
Yep.
It was a very bad night, and then it was a bridezilla. So
Yeah.
so as I'll never forget this, where this particular bride wanted only jazz music, the entire wedding.
Oh, you're... Wait. Oh, that's the one
Oh,
a
yes.
couple of years...
Oh, yes.
You lost your voice on that
Oh
one?
yes, I came in with no voice. I was wearing a purple dress. I remember
That's
distinctly.
the one that... Oh, and people started partying and
Yeah,
stuff.
so the
Yes,
bride,
yes.
exactly. So the bride
Yeah.
only wanted jazz music the whole wedding.
I remember this one.
And
That
so
was
at some
rough.
point, like, which by the way, food was horrid.
Yeah.
Food was awful.
Yeah, I remember this.
And shameful that as a band we ate at the table of the guests, and they were waiting for their table. So we had to hurry, scoot our asses off so they could take their table.
I remember this.
And
now.
they didn't even have their cocktails served.
Yeah.
So they were just watching us eat some like the nastiest hamburger I've ever eaten.
I remember
And
that.
so we do the gig, it was shit, and then finally the guests come up after their dinner and they said like, we want to dance, like, are you guys gonna play any more upbeat music? And so, you know, once again, band leader was like, oh, we're gonna roll the dice here, we're gonna try. So we started playing some party music, people are having a blast. Bride is angry. Bride is angry, bro.
Picture this. I remember now. It's like, oh yeah, I was.
Bride
so fucking mad.
was angry, and then and so we just continued the night and like ignored the fact that she was angry because all her guests were having a fantastic
like,
time.
what are we to do?
I gotta say, for like someone that was already not singing for the whole night, I managed to shake my ass so hard to dance that like people actually thought I was singing.
Yeah.
Like
No
I
one
gotta
knew-
give
no one
myself.
knew.
No one knew. I gotta give myself like props for acting credits because that day, I don't know, there was like seriously some kind of miracle on
Yeah.
stage.
No one knew
But-
that she had no voice. By the way, she walked in with no voice.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
Nobody could tell.
Nobody could tell.
So I would never do that again. It was horrible. I would have rathered sleep. But in any case, then we finished the gig. We had a great time. Guests had a great time. And of course, DJ starts playing I Se Tu Pego as we're tearing down.
Oh yeah.
I se tu pego.
yeah.
I se tu pego. Okay, so we didn't know. At least I didn't know this. I didn't even consider this. But Bride was from Brazil, which means that she understands Portuguese.
Yeah.
So she understood the meaning of that song. Stormed out of the reception room crying.
Yeah.
Crying that we apparently ruined her wedding.
Yep.
And played some song about threesome or something like that. And we're like, how are we supposed to know? Bro,
Yeah.
like this is Portuguese. I don't know. I played on radio years ago. Like it was just a catchy song.
Yeah.
All angry.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. So this bride only wanted jazz. And we said, okay, we can do it. so we started doing it, and like people were hounding us. Hey, we want to dance.
Yeah.
Like we want to dance, and we had asked the bride, like, hey, do we make people dance? Yeah, make them dance. Okay, so I'm like, okay, I got the green light, man. Let's dance. So we make people, and they party hard.
Yeah.
They partied. They were dancing for like 2 sets, having a good time. You guys are amazing. There was half the guests came up to us and followed us on Instagram while we were playing.
Oh, the funniest thing, you have such a beautiful voice. I'm like, you are so hammered right now, bro. Like, you have no, you don't hear shit.
Oh my god, yeah, I remember that.
So yeah,
and
that
she
was
hated us because we made people dance. She didn't want people to
Good
dance.
thing we didn't
my
have a
God.
Google My Business at the time. She would have left a bad review.
True.
Oh my God.
Funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a few
Wow.
quick questions.
Go
Of
for it.
first thought.
Yeah.
Favorite food.
What?
Favorite food.
The first thing that came to mind was yogurt, but it's definitely not.
I was like, what?
It's definitely not yogurt.
Okay.
Favorite food?
Yeah.
Souvlaki.
Fucking A.
nice.
Good one. Favorite movie.
The Proposal. Sandra Bullock.
Ah, Sandra. Okay. Best front person of all time. Not singer, front person.
Oh. Spice Girls? Does that count?
Yeah, it totally counts.
Yeah.
There were 5 of them, but yeah. front 5.
Friend people.
Yeah.
Friend people.
Okay, how's this? Favorite lyric in a song? May it be yours or anyone else that you've heard
Oh.
that really gets you.
Lyric.
Do you know the one that I've always used, eh? Like,
No.
This is a question Lisa came up with. What's your line? It's from your song.
Me.
Yeah, because I'm not a lyric guy. Like, I have no fucking clue. I've played
Okay.
songs all my life. If you want some ass, then
Take a look at your face.
That's my favorite line. And it's in her song.
That's a good one, I gotta say.
It is good.
Good job, Rose.
Yes, good job.
Oh, good lyric. Oh, geez. I don't know if I have an answer for that on the spot right now. Okay. There's one in one of my songs that I do enjoy. Long time running. I say, hold on a second. I've been put up for sale in these sick fairy tales in my head, which means basically like that you like always underselling yourself and your value to people because you just believe so little of yourself.
Huge. Because you spent a long time running.
I did.
Yeah, you also spent a long time running in 5 different keys for that song. I think that's the highest song. Like, that's the biggest range I've ever heard.
Oh. It's a athletic song.
Athletic?
Yeah.
I would need to smoke a cigarette after that. It's fun. She hits tremendous notes in that song. Let's just say it. She pulls it off live like a motherfucker. And at the album launch, you're going to see that motherfucking song because she's going to slay it, bitches. Sorry. Okay. What's the best show you've been to live?
So, okay, this is going to put me on the spot. So, I haven't actually gone to like that many live shows.
Okay.
Mostly because I really hate like that it's loud.
Gotcha.
That's like the biggest issue for me.
Gotcha.
But I did go see Sia
Okay.
live, and
She's
that.
coming again, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was very good. She like it was so simple, and so effective. She literally like just stood there.
Wow.
But she had contemporary dancers do like all the, I guess, the entertaining. So the vocals were spot on. Like it was so clean, and then obviously the dancers were amazing.
Yeah.
So it was for me it was like a perfect hybrid of like strong vocal and something entertaining, and also just different. It was so minimalistic but very effective.
That's great.
So I really love that. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. What's the best singer of all time?
Okay. Well, you know
That's a tough one.
that's a tough one. I know there's gonna be clapback, but like one of my favorites is Adele. I don't care. I don't care how much people are gonna say like, oh, it's bad technique and this and that, but like, she inspired me to like go into singing, and there's something about her like early records that they're just so timeless. It doesn't matter how many times I listen to it. I know every lyric on that record. It's just
great.
like
Yeah.
stuck in my head, ingrained in there
She's strong.
forever.
Yeah. No, but she is a strong singer.
Yeah, I really love her a lot.
You know, people don't realize that, singing is something, touring is another. and
Yeah.
performing every fucking night. I don't care who you are. You can have the proper technique.
It's so unhealthy.
It's a
Yeah.
beating. It's a beating.
Yeah.
We hear John Bon Jovi now, and I wouldn't pay $1 to hear him because he sucks of ass now. I'm sorry to say it. I've always been a Bon Jovi fan, but when I listen to him now, I want to die. I want to put a knife in my throat. But I don't blame him because the guy's been doing it for 30 years. And when you tour every single night, you do a 2.5-hour show every night, yelling at the top of your lungs.
It's heavy.
It's heavy.
It's like you're physically worn out.
It's the fucking Rolling Stones look like that for a reason.
That's the thing is like people. I don't think people understand that. It's just like like they think, oh, you just go up on stage and you sing for 2 hours. Like what kind of life is that? You know, you don't work hard for your money. Like no, it's just think about all that adrenaline that you have. You're using it to like be able to maintain yourself for the 2 hours, and then you crash.
Yeah.
Like you crash like a frisbee, like
Fucking A.
like slamming into something.
Before we started working together, I remember there was a girl. I was kind of like, I've been playing for many years, and I kind of wanted to start something up, but I was like, needs to be the right person, and blah blah blah, and then I said, well, let me just put this pub. I wanted to put a little pub band together, and I found there was a singer that I knew, and I said, hey, did you ever, you want to sing? I'd love to, and she was super excited, and I did 2 rehearsals, and she was a great singer. She sang well,
Yeah.
but I heard in the rehearsal, I'm like, hey, did you ever like get trained for singing? She's like, well, no. I said, you need to get a training because you're not gonna last. No, I always sing at home. You don't get it. Like already you're like, I know you sing at home. No, I could do it for hours. Live
No.
is not singing for hours. You could sing in
No.
your shower for 10 hours. You're gonna do one song and blow your voice. Like that.
Exactly.
live.
It's true.
Like that.
It's true.
It's something you can't teach that.
No,
right?
there's so many external factors even beyond your technique that like your technique should be the least of your concerns.
100%. The room,
Yeah.
the volume. If you hear, you can go, and it's not only for singing; it's for any instrument. If you can't hear yourself the way you want to hear yourself, you force.
Yep.
So if you're not used to forcing, it's gone.
Yep.
And this girl, by the second practice, she didn't finish the practice. By the 5th song, she was like, because all of a sudden there's a live drum set. She's not singing to a karaoke track.
Yeah.
Live drum set. Everything's hard to hear. You want to hear your notes, or you're pushing a little bit. That little bit of a push extra, you won't even finish a set. And I was like, sorry, man. I know that I'm going to get on a gig, and you're not going to last. Right?
Yeah.
And then Rosie comes along, and I'm like, who's this? Hi. But she comes in and sings Titanium, and then does it, Titanium, and she blasts out a whole set. And then next night, hey, we're at this place. No problem. She walks in. Hey, guys, how's it going? I am Titanium. Like nothing, right? Because she has a technique. She's worked it, and she knows how to control herself, Steve Creep said the same thing on this show. I don't know if you know Steve. He's a guitar player, singer. Guy plays like 5 nights a week in pubs and bars and stuff like that. I said, how do you do it? He goes, dude, I'm conscious of it. So
Yeah.
some nights, that third night, I know that I got 2 more. I'm going to push, but I'm going to, change this and that. And
Yeah, you have to pace yourself.
I need to pace myself, If
Yeah.
I do 5 bangers, I don't want to not do a banger. Like, he's
Yeah.
like, I still got to sell myself. And I know that
Yeah.
if I sing, 5, 8 songs that I pound, well, I'm going to do 4 so I can at least sell myself and make
Exactly.
people hear what I can do.
Yep.
But I'm not going to do all 8. Now, if I'm feeling good and I'm not playing tomorrow, I might do all 8, like whatever, right?
Exactly.
And I've seen that with you, and
Yeah.
you know that. She's become a master at it. She's like, some gigs is like, oh no, I'm cool. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's feeling it now. She's feeling it. And she belts it out, and as if nothing. Another night's like, I got tomorrow, so let's do it. But like, she gives me the little look. Like
I gotta choose like which ones you sacrifice yourself for.
Yeah.
Like there's some gigs that are important that you're like, okay, I won't push, but like I can go the extra mile today. But if I have to preserve, it's like I feel like when you have a lot of gigs, you got to go into self-preservation mode.
Yeah.
That you can't do a 100 every gig.
No, you can't. You can't.
It's just not.
You just can't.
No.
But when you're touring your own stuff,
That's the thing.
that's the song, man. You got to do it. You can't just.
But
oh.
that's what's kind of fun is like to watch a lot of live performances online rather than necessarily like being there in person, because a lot of those live artists, they're gonna like they have cheats. They make the audience sing.
Nowadays, I'm sorry. I can have this argument, and I've had it with a lot of people. I'm not down with these new artists. I don't want to say they're all new, because Mariah Carey's an old artist and she doesn't fucking sing. But I'm not down with. I've had arguments with my cousin. I'm like, yeah, but she's faking. She's not singing. Yeah, I know, but it's about the entertainment. No, it's not. I'm paying for a singer. I want to hear singing. And if you can't sing, and because I can tell you, Celine Dion fucking sings. She sings and she dances. She might not do 4 flips.
Exactly. Yeah.
But she's singing, because I want to see the dancers. I see the 10 dancers. I'm good. Hire another 5. I don't care. But if you're not singing, I'm duped. For me, I'm sorry. And when Mariah Carey's faking it, I'm like, what the fuck? You know? Oh yeah, but it's hard, and it's so hard to tour and sing. I know it's hard. That's why.
That's why you get paid what you get paid.
That's why you get paid. That's why I pay $300 a ticket, because it's hard. A circus fucking entertainer. I mean, he practiced his whole life, and I pay $100 to see the show because he's gonna fucking flip and do all that shit.
Well, like the thing is, if it was so simple and you could do it yourself, then what's the point?
Right? So when they actually come and fake, and I'm like, no,
right? Yeah,
this
exactly.
should not be allowed. This should be fucking.
It's fraud.
In the 80s, Milli Vanilli came out and they were faking, and it was the biggest fraud
I
ever.
remember
it was
hearing about that,
insane. Yeah. Anyway, so all of that to say, I'm gonna do my last segment.
Okay.
And this is a fun segment, okay? I don't know. I don't even know how much time. I could ramble on forever.
Well, it should have been that a while ago.
Oh, really? This is an extra long. Okay, this is a quick segment.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to put together your all-time band. Like, what would be the ideal band? Who's playing what instrument? What type of band is it? So, like, I know I'm on drums or keyboards, whatever. No, I'm kidding.
I've
But
never thought about that.
I know, it's a crazy question. It could even be an a cappella band if you want to put 3 singers together and make it a
Okay,
band.
I know that something that would be like completely indispensable for me would be to have like a live choir.
See, wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be so freaking awesome. It doesn't have to be a big one, but like for sure to have a basic live choir, that would be a dream. And I think also like a full 10-piece band would be nice too.
Oh, yeah.
Like with some horn section, like again, nothing
No,
like
we're going 15. We need 5 horns.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
5, 6 horns,
But-
maybe two Yeah, I got to say already. We're good. We're good to go.
But that would be like sick.
Yeah.
Best case scenario. Yeah.
You would like a big band. You would love a big
I would love a big band, yeah. But I don't write a lot for big band except for the new pop stuff that you haven't heard yet.
Are you serious? Big band?
There's like some big band elements in there. It would be cool.
Ooh, I'm excited.
It's gonna be it's like it's just like this like fun music.
Sweet. So
Yeah.
you would have a nice choir, couple of horn, like a nice little horn section.
Yeah. It would be fun.
That is fun.
Just like something to come out and you like forget your life for an
Yeah.
hour and a half.
Yeah. With dancers all around you.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah. Haven't thought about the dancers yet, but yeah, I
Yeah.
could see that too.
Oh yeah.
Definitely an immersive experience.
There you underwater. I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting these ideas now. But Rosemary, where can it's twice I call you Rosemary, the whole full name. What's going on? Where can everybody find you? I know it's December Rose Music on all platforms. Through that, there's going to be a merch store eventually. It's not open yet, but it's coming.
It's coming very soon.
Soon. We are gonna post some links.
You can link it, yeah.
We're gonna post some links and some. We're gonna come out with the date for your album launch. Sessions with Stef is actually gonna push it as well. We're gonna get some ticket sales going.
Great.
We don't know when, where, but it is gonna be in the winter.
It's going to be in the new year, like in
It's gonna-
2024 for sure. But yeah, and sometime in the winter.
Okay, maybe you can come on and do a quick cameo before,
Okay.
and we'll push it on Sessions with Stef again.
Cool.
So check out her merch. You can check her out on Instagram as well. She's got all kinds of artist-preneur stuff going on with her characters and social media following. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks,
This is
Stef.
a
It's
blast.
been a slice.
It's been a slice. I could do this all night. We can go back into the teaching and all of that stuff, the vocal chops. And, but it's a blast doing it. And I really
Likewise.
appreciate you coming on
Pleasure.
yet again. You know, it's an open book.
Thanks.
This platform is always here for you. Thanks
you.
our sponsors for sponsoring us. Thanks everyone for following us and watching us on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Thanks Lisa for that stuff, pressing buttons and all of that camera work. Okay. Say hi. Say something.
Hi.
There you go.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys. Thanks a lot. Keep watching. Keep subscribing. And Sessions with Stef is now done.